After drawing with Middlesbrough in a thrilling FA Cup semi-final. They'll get a second chance to make football history in a replay in 9 days' time. In the other match, Chelsea won through, beating Wimbledon 3-0. Graham Miller reports.
The FA Cup is full of fairy tales. This season's Chesterfield story is one of the best. No team outside the top two leagues has ever reached the final before. So when Andy Morris put the second division side one up, the Middlesbrough manager Brian Robson had every reason to look glum. Already down to 10 men, it got worse. His keeper brought down Morris and Sean Dyche put the underdogs 2 ahead. Chesterfield's fans awaited the biggest cup upset ever. But minutes later, Fabrizio Ravanelli, on a reputed £42,000 a week, cashed in. Even so, it should have been over for Middlesbrough when after a scramble, Howard's shot quite clearly crosses the line. Referee Ellery said no, another entry for referees' howlers. If that wasn't dramatic enough, this was. Dyche fouls Juninho, Craig Hignett scores, the Premiership side level again. In extra time, Barra took the lead for the first time. Juninho can't reach the rebound, Gianluca Festa can, and the Middlesbrough millionaires celebrate. But the FA Cup is full of surprises, and seconds from time, Jamie Hewitt's header kept those Chesterfield Cup final dreams alive. An emotional afternoon. Just look at manager John Duncan.
You'd have thought they'd won the FA Cup in Chesterfield last night, not simply under replay. But then they have pulled off one of the most remarkable cup runs in history. And despite conceding 3 goals to a comparatively mighty Middlesbrough, they are still in contention. Jamie Hewitt kept the Wembley dream alive by scoring in the last 65 seconds of extra time.
Absolutely fantastic.
Excellent.
They were brilliant.
Great. Absolutely amazing.
Brilliant, yeah.
We were nearly crying.
Yeah.
And then he came back.
Goal.
Oh, Jamie came back.
The man himself couldn't quite believe what he'd done, or the unprecedented scenes of celebration that followed. The 28-year-old Chesterfield-born player was suddenly bigger than the men he'd been marking.
It's the greatest moment in my career. From 2-0 we expected to win, to be honest. We thought we were at Wembley, which would have been momentous for anybody. But to score the equaliser and force a replay is brilliant for me.
For the 22,000 fans, some of whom had travelled to Old Trafford from as far afield as Australia, Spain and Hong Kong, it was the greatest moment in the club's 130-year history. They'll do it all again in 8 days' time, and with support like this, it's hard to tell who'll be the underdogs. Sonia Legg, GMTV News, Chesterfield.
And on that note, I'll say I'll be back at 8:30. Now here's Eamon.
Thank you very much indeed.
And it was my first one ever, so I just, got up there and all I had in my mind was to smash it, and fortunately it went in.
I thought 2-0 up then with 10 men. I thought we'd just keep it tight for the next quarter of an hour and we'll be on our way to Wembley.
But he couldn't have been more wrong. Middlesbrough clawed their way back into it, forcing the match into extra time. And this strike from Gianluca Festa made it 3-2 and broke the Spyrites' hearts. But in a dramatic last throw of the dice, the Spyrites pushed forward, hoping for a late equaliser, and Chesterfield-born Jamie Hewitt put his town onto the front page of every national newspaper.
Absolutely fantastic. Voice has gone from all singing.
It was brilliant. Believe it. We really needed it. We all nearly died, didn't we?
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, all the way through, I've nearly lost my voice. Right? I mean, we do. All the way through, we've said, we can do it. Middlesbrough aren't going to be. I know, Middlesbrough. They've got a lot on the plate. And now they've got another replay. I mean, it's anybody's. All right, David. It's everybody's, isn't it?
We're definitely underdogs. People saying you're going to lose 3 and 4-0. Which they're a quality side, and they beat better teams than us by that. So to get a draw at Old Trafford, semi-final FA Cup.
Yeah.
Can't say no more really.
Everybody's written us off. Said we're going to get stuffed 3-0, 4-0, and lads have done him proud. Have done Chesterfield proud.
They say the underdog only has one chance. We've got a second chance. Probably less likely than on this occasion today, but we're there. We're not dead yet.
So the blue and white army marches on to a replay at Hillsborough, and if anything can be said for certain, it would surely be impossible to imagine any more drama in the replay next week.
Well, joining me now is Jamie Hewitt, the man who scored the equalising goal at Old Trafford yesterday. Jamie, first of all, has it sunk in what you've actually achieved yesterday?
Not really, I don't think so. I mean, at 2-0, I think we all expected to win it, to be honest.
But dramatic ending. I mean, they piled on top of you, didn't they? Tremendous scenes, great emotion.
Yes. I mean, I think everyone was relieved that after being 2-0 up, we've gone to 3-2 down, and we didn't think we deserved to lose it, really. And we got a last gasp equaliser, and I think I got mobbed by all the heaviest players as well, I think.
Now, you've got your daughter Stacey here with you. Did she go to the game yesterday?
No, she didn't go, no. She stayed at home.
Have you seen the game, Stacey, so far? Have you seen your dad's goal?
On the telly.
What do you think of him? She's gone shy.
Yeah.
Now, she goes to the school just over the back of the ground, doesn't she? You went to school on Friday. What happened there?
Well, Stacey's teacher asked me if I'd talk to all the infants at the school and just tell them what had been happening. And I went in and they said a few prayers, said they'd been praying all week for us. And sung me a song, and I talked to them for a bit, and it was nice, really. Yeah, it was very nice.
And it worked, obviously. Well, congratulations. We'll talk to you again in a moment, but obviously he's made a lot of people in Chesterfield very happy. Not only those who went to Old Trafford yesterday, but also those who stayed behind, and our man Chris Kiddie watched the game with them.
It was the quietest Sunday in years in Chesterfield. If you couldn't quite hear a pin drop here, I swear you could have heard the roar from Old Trafford when that final equaliser went in. The Crooked Spire pub shut for the day, a sign on the door saying even if you'd turned up for the coach, you wouldn't have gone on board. The pubs, not surprisingly, doing a roaring trade were those with the match live on TV. Some stood transfixed as events unfolded. Every miss was a near one. And not even he had seen anything like this before. And when Jamie Hewitt put them on level terms a minute from time, well... The fans, like the team, returned home triumphant.
Been watching 32 years now, and this is the greatest day of that period.
Not even standing room inside the Royal Oak last night. And here's hoping they get their voices back in time for Hillsborough.
Well, joining us now is the manager of Chesterfield, John Duncan. John, tremendous scenes yesterday. What emotions were going through your mind?
Well, just about them all, I think. It really was emotional before the game when we went out and saw the crowd. And obviously the ups and downs of the game itself was something special. But I think the crowd go through the emotions maybe even more than we do.
You realise, obviously, if you didn't do so before, just how much it means to them, don't you?
Well, it was a special day for people. We came back a bit later than most, and the streets were crammed, and the welcome that we got was something I'll always remember. And yeah, we're proud and pleased to have done well when so many people were watching us.
And the goal that never was, what are your feelings about that now?
Well, I think that the linesman couldn't have been sure enough, or he would have made sure the referee knew, and we've got to take it as that.
OK, well, the arguments, no doubt, about that will rage on and on. But now, of course, attention focuses on the replay, which is a week tomorrow at Hillsborough. And tickets for that go on sale later this week.
Okay. Thanks very much. Bye-bye. Good afternoon, Chesterfield Football Club.
No surprise that the office phone's been red hot today. Tickets for the general public go on sale on Thursday. Season ticket holders get theirs on Wednesday. By then, they hope to have replenished the club shop, completely cleaned out of souvenirs in the run-up to yesterday's match.
It's truly fantastic for everybody at the football club, but above all for the supporters and for Chesterfield fans and Chesterfield Town.
Chesterfield Town Centre has already been overtaken by cup fever. That's sure to intensify still further in the next 7 days. So how about this to cool fans down? Blue and white Chesterfield ice cream. What's it like?
It's nice, yeah.
What's the blue like?
Different. Yeah, it's a bit weird.
The flavours, in case you're wondering, vanilla and blueberry. How very nice it was too as well. Well, John, sorry to introduce a dose of realism here now, but a lot of people are saying you've blown it, you've had your chance and that's it.
Well, that's what they say. Underdogs get one chance, but we're a team that does things often opposite to what people are doing, and maybe we'll be able to do it again.
Jamie, do you think you've got a chance?
Oh, of course we've got a chance, yeah. We'll play like we did the other day, hopefully, and we'll just, at the end of the game, we'll see what the score is.
And of course you'll have a backing of those tremendous fans as well. Well, that's it from Chesterfield for now, from Jamie, Stacey and from John and from me, back to the studio.
Yeah, thanks very much. And I have to say, you could have heard the screams a mile away in our house. Brilliant, absolutely. So exciting.
Tell you something else, I've still not heard a decent explanation of that disallowed goal.
No, controversy rages. John, what's the atmosphere like today then? Is it still buzzing? I presume it is.
Yes, it was. Obviously, as I said before, that nothing really seems to have changed on the face of it, but everybody's walking around with a real spring in their step today. Great for Chesterfield.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Thanks, John. Well, still to come on calendar, tonight's election desk, the green issue that's rocked the Tories in Lincolnshire.
Night for tickets for next Tuesday's FA Cup semi-final replay with Middlesbrough. The office opened at 10 o'clock last night, a bonus for those already waiting, but a disappointment for fans who'd planned to wait for the original time of 9 o'clock this morning.
Some had begun queuing nearly 24 hours ago. By the early hours, cup fever had reached unprecedented levels as fans snaked through the streets around the ground. When the ticket offices were opened early, many were snapping up all 4 tickets they were allowed.
We didn't get them last time and we missed out, so this time.
We started off with probably a few hundred, and it's risen to about 8,000 to 9,000 people. In effect, it's been a little bit like Bond Street or Oxford Street on New Year's Day's shopping.
But for others, there will be frustration. The game at Hillsborough will have sold out long before 9 a.m. this morning, the time when tickets were supposed to go on sale. Any angry backlash from disappointed fans will cause the club yet more headaches. Tom Ingle, BBC News, Chesterfield.
And on to the latest market news now from Sarah.
What a fantastically unexpected goal. So there's going to be a replay of the FA Cup semi-final, and the guy who scored the goal with us now, Jamie Hewitt from Chesterfield. No time to interview him, but we just thought we should pay homage to the hero. Little Jamie, good luck to Chesterfield in the replay of that cup competition, the FA Cup semi-final. But now it's time for each of your letters, but just before... The first electric street lamp in Britain was in Chesterfield, and it was turned on in 1824.
Wow.
That's all right, isn't it? And that's about it, really. Treebor Sweets are from there as well. So I'll tell you that.
And if you spell it backwards, it spells Robert.
Oh, positions. That's what it is. Right, so Noel Edmonds once signed you up to do a Mr. Blobby video, didn't he? And then he...
The FA Cup final. A dream kept alive by local boy made good, Jamie Hewitt, and he's been talking to Gerald Sinstadt.
Cometh the hour, cometh the man. At the age of 28, in his 12th year as a professional, Jamie Hewitt has suddenly found himself an overnight hero in his own backyard. The only Chesterfield-born player in the side, he's still reliving the greatest day of his footballing life.
When we walked out, and it was just, there were 3 sides of blue and white, really. It was just, it was amazing, all the balloons coming on the pitch, and it was a bit scary, to be honest, with 50,000 there. It was just amazing scenes, really.
And then you went 1 up.
Yes, second half, we got a goal 1-0, and we've won so many games 1-0. I think you'd put your money on Chesterfield to win a 1-0er. And probably the mistake we made was going 2-0 up.
What about the penalty?
I was on the edge of the box, and I just was praying for him to hit the target, really, and there was no doubt when he put it in that it was going in, really.
And then the equalisers?
Yeah, I think they pushed on a bit, thought they'd nothing to lose, and they started to pass it around well. And I think maybe if we could have held out for a bit longer, it might have been a different story, but they got one back quite quickly.
And of course, what everybody has talked about endlessly since is the goal that wasn't.
Yes, I mean, well, it happened all so fast. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it now, really, so it's no good feeling sorry for ourselves.
Did you all think it was in at the time?
No, I mean, we didn't even think about it. I mean, Big Andy tried to bustle it over after it hit the bar, and we all just carried on playing. We didn't even think about it until after the game.
And a minute to go, what were you doing up there?
I don't know. Well, I'd been pushed into midfield because they only had 10 men, and the gaffer pushed me further up into midfield, and I think I just had about one run left in me. And I just ran into the box and managed to get my head on it, and it went.
How many goals have you scored this season?
That's my second, so I'm a prolific goal scorer.
Saving one up for the replay?
Well, I said it all the time. When I scored my first one against Wickham here, everyone said, well, you'll have to get another one now. I said, oh, I'm saving that for the semi-final, so I'm saving my third one for Hillsborough, yeah.
Well, if he does, he'll be able to enjoy his 29th birthday party at Wembley on May 17th. And we'll have highlights of the Littlewood-sponsored FA Cup semi-final replay on a special match of the day on Tuesday, BBC One at 10 o'clock.
I'm a cybernetic organism.